I'm Levi, a creative, adventure seeker, and explorer by heart. A few years ago, I set out on a mission to find the most unusual, inspired, and unique one-night stays in America. And I'm taking you with me. This is Tiny BNB. Let's go. Today we are at this off-grid dome home located in Tennessee. It comes in at 425 square feet and it has one of the best views behind you that I've ever seen before. The mountains, it's smoky, you're really high up, it's awesome. This home was actually featured on Building Off the Grid, so you can watch that episode, see how this was all built, and you might be surprised that it comes in at about $80,000. So let's go take a tour of this place. I'm gonna show you guys why it costs that much and how cool this dome really is. Today we are in Altamont, Tennessee, located between Nashville and Chattanooga, and the beautiful scenery that Tennessee has to offer. We're up high in the mountains, in the trees. This off-the-grid dome is located on top of one of the mountains, so the view from here is wonderful. Whenever you arrive to your Airbnb, you have some trekking to do to get to your dome. I'm on these steps, and this is off-grid, so I like the experience and the adventure of all of this. So whenever you come here, you'll have to walk down all these steps and get to your dome. You reach your dome, and if you look around, there's all these beautiful rock formations, especially right behind me. You can see this whole cliffside of just rock, and it looks really cool. That's all around your dome, which is great. I like the experience of being out in the nature with a beautiful Airbnb to chill at. So you make it to your dome, and if we continue on a little bit, the first thing you have is, of course, all of your deck that surrounds the dome, which is super cool, and you have a hot tub right here for you to enjoy, and you got some lights above it. Sadly, whenever I was here, they were doing something with the hot tub, so I couldn't use it. However, this will be ready for your stay whenever you decide to book here. The next thing you have on the deck is a seating area with a fire pit that you can enjoy the beautiful views that this has to offer. You can see for miles and miles. There's rolling hills, and since you're in Tennessee, there's always like a little bit of fog and smoke in the hills, and since you're so high up, you have a bird's eye view of all of that, and it looks wonderful. The sun actually rises on this side, so whenever you wake up, you have a good sunrise to enjoy. Now also, there is a solar panel down there that you might notice, because this is off-grid, which is really cool. So we'll continue along with the deck. We'll go back. You got the full view of this dome, and then you reach your door. Wow, how gorgeous is this dome. It feels a lot larger than kind of what it looks like on the outside. 450 square feet, but the ceiling actually goes up really high, and you'll notice on the ceiling there's actually a dome light up there. It lets in more light, and it's kind of cool to look out into and kind of see. The huge window in the front right here really lets in all the light, and you got a great view of everything in here. I think this area looks really cool. It's a really open concept in here. The first thing you come into is your kitchen area. You have a small table over here to eat at, and then your whole kitchen area. You have some countertop space. There's cabinets underneath with all your dishes and everything you need. There's a floating shelf above all of this, and the tile backsplash of this kitchen looks really cool as well. There is a full-size fridge in here actually, which is pretty cool to have for an off-grid area. There's also a cart right here. You can move it anywhere you want. It has all of your coffee needs, and there's a microwave on it. It's super cool to have. Then you walk into your living space and kind of hang out cozy area. You have your bed right here. You got some nightstands on each side. I love the shiplap behind the bed. But this is a great position because whenever you wake up, you have the great views from the window. Over here, you have these two huge bean bags that you can hang out in. They're super cozy. They're actually really large. You can probably fall asleep here and enjoy whatever being cozy right here. But the cool thing is they actually fold out into a bed. If you unzip it, this folds out into a full bed. So you have two extra beds here for extra sleeping or anything like that. I love these things. I kind of want to buy them for my own home for myself. Anyway, there's a really cool item that this Airbnb offers, which is an Oculus Rift. It's a VR headset, so it's really fun to play some games and watch people do them. So this place does offer a lot. So now let's go check out the backspace of this. Right behind your bed area is your bathroom. You have a sink over here on the left and a full shower right here. There is heated water, which is nice. The tiling back here looks really gorgeous. They provide some robes for you, and there is a normal toilet right back here, which is awesome. So you got a pretty big bathroom area in your off-grid dome. Now this ladder right here leads up to your loft area. So if you walk up this ladder, you have another bed up here right next to the skylight. So you can actually sleep a lot of people up here, and you have good views from up in the loft area. So this place offers a lot in here. It's really cozy. There's nice flooring as well. That's something to note, I think. And now let's go check out more on the outside. The last thing of your experience here is more on the outside, so you can come back around your dome and kind of come down to your fire pit area, which still has amazing views of all the mountains and everything. Who doesn't like a fire pit whenever they're coming on vacation and if you're in the mountains? There's also a walkway that goes underneath your deck, so you can see all the undercarriage of your dome. And then another thing is you have these cute little swings right here. You can swing right into the drop-off area basically, so it's a really neat experience. And then as we continue along, way back there, just probably like a 30-second walk, there's lots of caves in the rock face, which is really neat to have on your property. You can come out here, hang out, you can probably build a fire in the caves. Super cool. This is everything you get in the experience of staying here at your Tennessee off-the-grid dome. I think this is a really neat area to come stay at, especially with the views and how gorgeous it is on the inside. Welcome to the Vest Tiny House, a modern, minimalist Airbnb that's only 450 square feet of living space. Let's go check this place out. Beautiful Airbnb is located in Cleveland, Tennessee, really close to Chattanooga, Tennessee, or the Smoky Mountains. There's lots of things to do in the area, but I'm going to be taking you a tour of this tiny house that is actually attached to the back of the owner's home. The owner just renovated the back of her home to make this a tiny house Airbnb. And whenever you arrive here, you have your own parking spot. You start with the welcome sign, and then you continue up the walkway into your patio area, and this is where you enter your tiny house. On your patio area, you have a gorgeous view of the backyard, and you have a small fire pit right on your patio, and they actually provide s'mores for you, so you can have some s'mores out here on your patio in your little mini fire. You know, just because you're not out in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't mean you can't have some s'mores or some cozy fire in your trip. So it's really cool that they included that here. And then you just walk right in to your tiny house, and this is a very clean and open space. The host told me that she added some windows in this backspace and opened it up to make it more bright and airy feeling and to make the space feel a lot larger than what it is. I know what you might be thinking. That's that this place is huge and massive. There's no way this is a tiny house, or that it's 450 square feet. That does include the loft space. I would consider anything below 600 or 500 square feet a small home, or specifically a tiny house, because at least here in America, homes don't really get that small, so it's definitely a smaller living space. But this is 450 square feet, and the way she opened it up just makes it feel way larger than what it is. The tall ceilings, all the windows, the bright floor and bright walls and everything, that all helps to make the space feel larger. So let's begin this tour right in the main space right here. On the right side, you have your beautiful living space. This is very cozy. You have a couch over here on the right side with these huge windows. You have a coffee table, and then you have your fireplace right below your TV. This is the center point of this living room, I think, the focal point, and it is a beautiful thing to have a fireplace in your living room, especially in a tiny house. There is a ladder right here that leads up to your loft. That is my favorite area of this tiny house, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll continue along, and you have your grand kitchen space. Now this looks huge, but that's just because it's just all open. You have an L-shaped countertop over here, a small tiny house dishwasher, which is really handy, and they have all of your coffee supplies as well. I made some delicious French press coffee. They provide some coffee from a local roaster, which is really cool as well. You have your sink, and then you got your range over here. I believe this is 24-inch, which is, for tiny houses. The countertop is this beautiful wood block, and it just blends in and matches the rest of the house. You might notice this folded up piece of furniture right here. That is actually your dining table. This is the largest folding dining table I have ever seen. You can just stroll it right out into the middle of the floor, and you bend up both sides of this dining table, and it can seat like 6 people if it needs to. It's huge. They have a couple of wooden chairs over in the corner for you to pull out and to use, and you have now a dining spot to hang out with your family or friends here. And then you just fold it up and put it away and keep that tiny house aspect in this with the folding furniture. It's really nice. And then we'll make it into the back area of your tiny house. This is kind of laid out like a container home, I would say. A container home is only 8 feet wide, but they made it a lot wider. I believe it's 13 feet wide, so just adding the extra 5 feet adds so much space. But we'll continue walking back through this sliding door, and now we reach your bathroom space. You have a sink over here on the left side, your vanity, and then you actually have your washer and dryer over here right next to that. It's really nice that they included that. And then over on the left side is your bathroom. You have this huge tiled shower. One thing to note is I love how they added the switch to the shower on the left side and then the actual shower head on the right side, so you can turn on your shower and not get wet or anything. Now through the next sliding door is your bedroom. This is a very clean and bright bedroom. You have your bed in the middle, and then all these windows up on the wall. You got a couple nightstands. On this other side, you have a small closet space for your luggage or to hang any clothes. Very practical bedroom. And then that's all on the main level of this tiny house. It is very practical and minimalist. Like I said in the beginning, I would say this is a very minimalist style home. But now let's walk out to the living room, and we're going to walk up this ladder that goes through this small opening in the loft. I love this space so much in this ladder. And then you get up into your loft space, and then you have 2 more bunk beds up here. I think this is so cool. I love how the ceiling kind of points up in each of the bunk bed areas, and it just makes this spot feel way more cozy than what it should be. This is an awesome loft if you have kids, or you're bringing kids, or if you just have a couple friends. This space, they will love the space up here. But we can just walk right back down into the small cubby, and we'll make it back out into the living room. And that is your tiny house, the vest.